Welcome to Action Coaching. We're certainly delighted that you joined us on today because we believe that God has a special for you. And partners that support Action Coaching, I understand that it is because of you that we are able to reach so many people with these exciting coaching lessons. I like to call them coaching tips. I'm not professing to know everything about coaching, but I do know some things that perhaps they'll be a blessing to you as you embark on your dream, your vision, or your journey in life. So I want all of you to know I am extremely appreciative of you standing with us. And I want you to make sure if you want to hit subscribe, let your friends know, let them hit subscribe. They need to be a part of this Action Coaching time. And of course on Facebook, make sure you hit like, reach out to us here on Action Coaching with your questions or things you might want me to get further into, because we are excited about what God is doing through Action Coaching, and we want to make it bigger and better so that we can reach so many people. Now on today's Action Coaching, I'm going to talk about some principles of success. Now some of these principles are things that life or successful in these times. I just wanted to all time. Thank God. Good be work and the time of just stand that are in go through successful. And a lot of times, even when you're successful, you can sometimes find out it ain't all it's cranked up to be. You know, you know, successful, people would love me. People would speak well of me. People would applaud my achievement. People would encourage me, keep on going. Now, some people did, but that was a small crowd. The bulk of the crowd didn't think that way. I did not know that people would be envious, or they would spend time thinking about how to tear you down. And in this age of social media we live in, where everybody got a platform, then you cannot control what they say about you every single week, whether it's true or untrue. But you have no control over it, and so thus you have to deal with all of those just because you achieve something. Isn't it amazing? So known. You never see talking about individuals who have not achieved, built for the headlines. Even on social media, they're not talking about the average guy that's on the street. You don't get all social media push because it's no story to it. And so a lot of times, it's the person in the ladder. Everybody want to make a story. But a lot of times, there's some good things said along with the bad things. I often sum life up this way. Now, this is my quote and my thinking about life. Life is one of the most joyous can have been given. I say service every time I'm speaking before them. I say it is good to be alive, and there's nothing like living. It's nothing. But then, on the flip side, as good as it is to live, life can be very, very difficult at times. Things that come along with living that sometimes make you lift up your head and say, I don't know. But my definition of this is life is rewarding, life is challenging. But I sum it up this way. It's like drinking a cup with both great things in it and challenging things in it. You got to drink the whole cup and just live with it and enjoy it. So that's what I think about life. Now, getting to my point on today, let's talk about some rules of being successful. Number one, this is a problem a lot of people have. Deciding what they really want to be. Now, you got a host of people who change like days of the week. One day they want to be this famous singer. Next day they want to be the famous rapper. Next day they want to be the famous motivational speaker. Next day they want to just be a billionaire on an island. They just go from one thing to another. If you ask the average person, what is your dream for yourself? What do you want to be? They have trouble even answering that. And that's the very first thing that's going to be key to being successful. You got to decide what you really want to be. Now, when I say that, based on your skill, your talent, and your ability, don't use some fabrication. In other words, I know, me personally, I could never want to be an airline pilot. I didn't see and all the things they have to do. That ain't my skill set. Mad at this. God for great airline pilots, get us safe everywhere we go. I applaud them and I honor their success. And just as I honor their success, I want to do what I can do best, and then I will enjoy my success. Now, how do a person decide what their destiny is, what their calling is? Now, there are basically two ways. Sometimes you know. There are people that just know that they were always destined to be an actor or a singer or a teacher or a chemist or a physician. Some people know, just know. As my grandmama used to say, you got to know in your knower. Now, she never explained to me what it meant, but I kind of got the drift of what she was saying. That sometimes you just know on the inside you're going to be that. And then others of us, like me, there are circumstances in life that bag you into your destiny. Now, I know a lot of you are saying, well, what do you mean about that? When I first graduated high school, now my intention was, I graduated from high school and I wanted to get some, as we call it during that time, some hustle, something on the street that I knew I could do because I was all geared up about it. And that was my dream. I wasn't, college wasn't a part of where I saw myself up, but nevertheless, when I had this mindset graduating out of high school, and then when I was graduating out of high school, before I could decide anything, then they had the Army draft every year. And there used to be that time that they would pull out different numbers to see which individuals are going to be drafted on that birthday then. And it so happened that mine came up number 2. So I was sure that I was going to be drafted. I went down there, passed the physical and everything, qualified, and they even told me, yes, you going to be drafted, you qualify and everything. They were sure that they would call me. So I was just looking forward to going into the services. It so happened when I had to fill out the paperwork with another part of the draft process as we was checking out of there, then the lady looked at my paper and said, well, you can get a educational deferment. Well, I ain't know nothing about that. But I asked her what it was. She said, oh yes, you can go to college, and then when you get out of college, you could then enter into the Army. And okay, that's great. Then I told her I said pick out one of the colleges on the paper here. She picked out one. Long story short, I ended up going to the college. Now I didn't go to college to learn. I went to college to have a good time. I was definitely looking forward to the college experience, and believe you me, I enjoyed every aspect of it. But it happened that on the college campus, I'm down there having a good time. Pastor come through talking about Jesus. I accepted Jesus as my Lord and Savior, which that was not something I intended to do. It's the way that it was. I got in the church, began to work, began to raise of being no preacher, no Sunday school lessons, or none of that. I just enjoyed my church, and whatever they told me to do, I did my church, and I was definitely excited about it. Now, I don't want you to go anywhere. I'll be right back to talk to you.
You know why God allowed things to happen to you? He want to teach you that there are about 5 people got it. He want to teach you that there are. So whatever the devil knock you back with, God said now's the time to show him that he can't keep me there. Y'all ain't talking. Now is the time to let the devil know greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world.
I left off talking about how I enjoyed being in my church. I didn't have no dreams of being no preacher. I just wanted to be a member. I'd clean up the church, whatever they told me during that time. They would have tent meetings. I put the tent up, and I was all excited about that. Still, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. So happened the church began to break down. A lot of things happened. Now, trust me, when I say this, I am not blaming the pastor, and I'm not blaming the church members or anything like that. If I got to say whose fault was it, it was Destiny's fault. Destiny was working on me. when my church began to go through some trouble, and then I was a part of the people that got put out to church. I got put out to church. And I cleaned up, do it. Long story short, something was out. And road experience. Right then and there, the Bible says Paul's Damascus Road experience was he was riding a horse to go persecute Christians, and he got knocked off the horse. With destiny come calling, and I got my experience. I was out there. I didn't have the friend. What I do. How and I'm watching a guy preach on TV. Now, understand, I didn't want to be no preacher. I was just watching a guy preach on TV. And I happened to say that I feel like I could do better than him on my off day. Comes calling. God said to me, he doing on wow. And right then and there, I saw a vision. Exactly what all of that meant, but I did know by that. I knew that I was supposed to put the word in exactly how that was going to evolve, but I wanted to do at that particular point. It still was not about preaching at that particular point. I just want to go tell people to put the word in action. That's all. And I found out something about finally deciding what I wanted to do. Now, when you get a dream, get a vision, and really decide what you want to do, you know, one of the hardest things that faced me at that time, after you decide what you want to do, number two, now you got to decide, are you willing to give up everything to do it? For a dream to be successful, for things to come to pass in your life, you got to make a decision that you're willing to give up all to do it. When you hear athletes and actors and people that are successful, you don't hardly hear the story then, but when you look back at their story, they were homeless, sleeping on the street. Was an athlete, he worked out 24 hours a day. See, because deciding, are you gonna really give it all is what it's gonna take for the dream to come true. Your friend, are you willing to give it all up to be successful? That's the number two thing you got to decide. When I saw my dream, my vision, and what I was supposed to do, I was willing to give up everything to achieve that goal. And I'm here to let you know, when I had to give up everything, there were some friends I was hanging out with. I couldn't do it no more. Not that they were bad people, they just were not conducive to where I want to go. There were some places I used to hang out, couldn't do it anymore, because I had to make up my mind. If I'm going to achieve it, I got to be the number one person that's willing to sacrifice for it. So number two, like I said, are you willing to give up what it takes to be successful? A lot of people are not willing to do that. They want to try it one day, long as they like it. Then they want to take 2 or 3 days off, or they want to run with their friends, or they want to go out to whatever entertainment they want, and then they wonder why they're not successful. Success is hard. Success is taxing. Success have demands. And if you are not willing to meet those demands, I can assure you, you will never be successful. Number 3. I wish I had some more time to talk on this. I could talk on this on and on and on. Number 3. What's the third point? You know, I talked about number 1. You have to know what your dream and vision is. You. Not somebody else tell you. You know. Number 2. You got to be willing to give it all up for that dream, for that vision. And number 3, you're going to have faith in yourself. I never have experienced, I've experienced it in life, but it just amazed me how much I experienced. And how many people that do not believe in their own gift and talent. Now, I know some people watching say, well, that's kind of hard because sometimes my mind goes to here and that. No. If you're going to believe in anybody, believe in yourself. Now, my example of learning to believe in yourself is this. I know that nobody can beat me being Wiley Jackson. Now, since nobody can beat me being Wiley Jackson, then I should have confidence in Wiley Jackson. Because whenever I'm Wiley Jackson, I want to be on top all of the time. Just like I can't beat somebody else at being themselves. They got to be who they are. So I had to learn. Believe in my gifts and talents. There are other ways to be successful without having to copy everything that's popular. I knew I couldn't sing like some people, and I love great singing, and I applaud people that can do it. But I know if singing was the way, I wasn't gonna never make it. But I understood that success can be in other areas. And you got to believe in you, because you is all you got. God have given you gifts and talents and skills. And if you just focus on those gifts and talents and skills that you have, God will make it work. You can be successful. You can achieve great things. And you're not limited by your color or where you come from or the fact that you didn't have the money or you don't speak well or you don't take a good photo like other people do on the camera. Just believe in you. Because if you're waiting on somebody else to believe in you, yeah, I know sometimes you'll have people that say you're wonderful. Matter of fact, there's a whole lot of people saying Jesus was the miracle worker, savior of the world, and he was all of that. And those same people hung him on the cross. The same crowd that was cheering him, applauding him for the miracles, raising the dead, turning water into wine, feeding the hungry, and all those great things that he did. Those same people put him on the cross. But Jesus knew his mission, knew what he was supposed to do, and he believed in his calling because he helped the people understand that he come to seek and to save those that were lost, and giving his life for that, that take a whole lot of belief in yourself. So I want to encourage you. I give you 3 on today. Just start practicing those 3, and you can have the success that you desire. You can be coached to arrive at the place you're supposed to arrive at, and God will richly bless you. Now, I don't want you to go anywhere. I'll be right back to talk to you. Welcome back to Action Coaching. It was an exciting time that we shared today. I talked to you about just the principles of being successful. And success can be achieved by everybody. Might not be the same success, but you can be a success at what you do if you practice those things. So I want you to be blessed with that, and I want you to sit down and sow a generous seed faith offering for the support of Action Coaching. Help us expand, help us do bigger and better things, and you can do that by sitting down and sowing a generous seed faith offering on today. The Bible lets us know when we sow, we reap. And not only do the Bible let us know when we sow, we reap, the Bible let us know that when we sow, we reap so much more than we've sown. So I want to challenge you to do that on today. There's a link in my bio that will give you a host of ways to sow into the ministry, and I want you to do it now and watch God change your life because you've sown into the work of the kingdom. Well, thank you so much for being a part of Action Coaching, and I've enjoyed sharing with you on today. And as I do each and every week, I want to encourage you. Share the word with a friend and keep the word in action.